Hello and welcome to my channel. This is Lisa with Lisa's Faith and Budget Planning channel. I'm excited to be here today. I'm excited because today is Paycheck 2 in the month of October. It has overtime money. We got our stimulus for child tax credit and all kinds of things. So a lot of influx of cash. Though I am excited for this, I am also a little dreading this because when I get larger numbers income, I have trouble keeping track. But we're definitely going to dive in and get the paycheck set up. I'm going to close out Paycheck 1. We're going to take the numbers from my weekly check-in on how much was spent for Paycheck 1, which included week 1 and week 2 of the weekly check-in. And I'm just going to write the numbers here. And we're going to close this out, see what was in my bank account, and then balance forward that number for Paycheck 2, because obviously I didn't spend all the money. If you saw my last weekly check-in yesterday or here recently before this video, I really didn't spend a lot of money. My husband is currently gone, traveling on business, won't be back for a while, and I've just been home a lot more, and been too busy to even spend. So that's a good thing. And so that's what we're going to look into. So let's go ahead and dive into the numbers. I'm going to pop these pages out and zoom you guys in. So I will be right back. Okay, I am back. So here's my Paycheck 1. We're going to go over the deposits. We're going to go over all the expenses and everything we spent in our spending categories, come up with our numbers so we can balance this forward going into Paycheck 2. But before I do, I want to thank everybody that has subscribed to my channel. I have new subscribers and I'm excited to have you guys here and leaving comments in the comment section below. I do get to them as soon as I can. Sometimes it takes me about 24 hours depending on how busy my days are being right now. I've definitely been taking on a little more extra babysitting stuff. I'm enjoying taking care of this little girl. She's so sweet. And I got to watch her yesterday. So today is filming day and answering any questions you have in the comments. And if you are one of my subscribers, thank you for coming back and watching my videos. And if you haven't subscribed yet, go ahead and do that and hit that bell so you can be notified anytime I post a video. So let's get started. I already did some of the math, and I probably shouldn't have, but I did it anyway. Here at the top with the actuals. And so we had, and I can just show you on the calculator real quick, $32.18 that balance forward from the previous month in September. This is October. And so I'm going to total up that plus my husband's military retirement, his VA disability, rent and dividends, salary check. This is everything that came in for the first of the month, on the first of the month. It just happened to coincide that his paycheck and his government checks all came in on the first of the month. So I'm going to total these up. You're going to see it's the same number, but it was $32.18, $14.97.18 plus the $2,160.18 plus $664.02 plus $2,313.29. So that all came all in the front end of the month, and that was the salary we got to work with for the first 14 days. And then my husband got paid again, which was today. Very excited about that because, as I said before, I think he's traveling on business, so he's not home, and when he travels on business, he gets overtime. So mortgage came out, everything that I had planned for our bills, tithing came out, natural gas came out. Interesting about natural gas, I paid it in October for the previous month, and then they did a correction in price, and I actually owe nothing in November. I'm really excited about that. So I don't owe anything for natural gas. It is still pretty warm here. It's not going to get cool until next week. So the last couple weeks, October, will be cooler than the first. I don't think I'm going to need the heater, but I might. I don't know. This is for like hot water and things like that for the house. Electric was really high because we did run the air conditioning quite a bit. Humana Health is my son's insurance. Greater Europe Mission is another tithe, a tithe to our church. And we tithe all the income that comes in. So military retirement is the Helping Hands, VA disability is the Greater Europe Missions, and then salary gets just tithe. And so that's how we separate that out. And then Geico, our car insurance for our 2 vehicles, and I paid a check That's actually 202 was a check number on that one. It did clear. I was praising the Lord on that one because sometimes it takes a while for this to clear. And I paid for all of October, and I'm only having him come out twice this month. So to cut grass because the grass is just not growing. And I have one counseling session this month, and I'll pick it up again when my husband's back because we're doing it kind of together. It's a Christian counseling service, so that's that. I paid off the Visa from the previous month that I spent quite a bit on, just to bring it to a zero balance. But I have regular subscriptions and things that get charged to the credit card account, and you'll see that when I do my sinking funds, savings tracker, and credit card log. I show you all that in there. Here's my spending category. So this is what I'm really working on right now. So grocery household, I budgeted $500 for the 2 weeks, and I went over a little bit, but it was really kind of not really over, but it was over. So I spent in total for those 2 weeks, or 14 days, yeah, 2 weeks, for the first half of the month, $504.25. 189 of that was yesterday on the 14th. So what I bought on the 14th technically is going to be part of the last 2 weeks of the month, stocking up. I just didn't want to wait until Friday to go get it. So I went ahead and put it on the Paycheck One budget because it happened on the 14th, and I did my weekly check-in. And that $4 basically was borrowed from the next paycheck. Not a big deal. I don't mind that. I wasn't overspending. I just happened to stock up on a lot of things. And if you watch my weekly check-in video, I show you my receipt. I use Walmart Pay when I go check out. And so you get the icons and how much it was. And so I had a lot of paper products. I had a lot of like big bottles of shampoo and that last a couple months, or big bottles of body wash or whatever it was that my sons prefer to use and are easier for them to use than what am I trying to say? But anyways, just stuff that was $9, $10 a piece, and I bought several items that were $9, $10, $11, $12 a piece. So it just depends on the product and depends on how big of a bulk I bought. So a toilet paper I bought the largest kind I could find. It was like $16. So that kind of thing. So we were over by $4.25. And I'm fine with that because really I know why I'm over, and it's not that big a deal. And I don't really have to shop for anything for the rest of the week. So a lot of what's going on for the last half of the month, I have plenty of money for, so no problem there. I had $3.25 for restaurants. I did not go out to eat. My husband's gone, and instead of picking up fast food a lot, yeah, I had to stop. Diagnosed type 2 diabetic, and all of a sudden everything came to a halt for me. And so I'm readjusting my life, my lifestyle, and all the things. And that is all I spent. Not that I didn't go out, I just didn't spend a lot. Let's see. So I had $3.25 that I budgeted, because typically my husband and I will go out to eat a couple times a week. And now that's not going to be happening. And since he's gone, I knew I wasn't going to need all of it, but now I really am not going to need a lot of it. So $3.25 minus the $65.59. And that leaves me with $259.41. Now, miscellaneous, that's random stuff, things, shoes, clothes, you know, random purchases on Amazon that don't really fit in a category, or, you know, stickers, or, you know, all kinds of things like that. I have been buying stickers again. I put a Planner K order in, and I will show that with my A5's Ring Agenda Plan With Me coming up. And then I bought some Sarah Marie stickers, because month of November for my hourly, I'm using it for my, no, I'm not using it for the hourly. I'm using it for my A5 Ring Agenda. So a lot of stuff for the A5 Ring Agenda, and I may go back, and now that I think about it, I might go back and do some hourly stickers as well. We'll see. Anyway, so I got from Planner K and Sarah Marie stickers. Those are my two favorite sticker shops. They're amazing. Their turnaround time is awesome, and I really love their products. So awesome job. $275 is what I planned for miscellaneous, and I spent move this out of the way for a second, $83. 36. I'm reading off my notes over here. So minus 183.36. That gives us $91.64. And the last thing I have is $125 for gas and for Paycheck 1, and I spent, how much did I spend? Okay, $62.18. Now this was reduced drastically. Again, my husband is gone, so he's not driving. I'm just driving my vehicle, and mine is a pretty large vehicle. It's a Nissan Armada, so it takes a lot of gas. In fact, I just filled it up this morning, and whew, and with gas prices up from $2.99 to $3.16, I think it was around here. That was pretty harsh. So yeah, that was not fun. So 125 minus the 62.18. And that gives me $62.82. So as you can see, I have some adjustments. I have some negatives here. This was off by a penny, and that's fine. Sometimes I either write the wrong number down or it's off because of how they adjust it in the billing, and I just put the previous, whatever I paid the previous month, and it was just a penny off. No big deal. I increased this to double to pay it for the entire month, so I didn't have to write 2 checks this month. And so that means in Paycheck 2, I don't have to pay my landscaper or anything, and I don't have to worry about that. So there's that. So I decreased Paycheck 1, but I increased Paycheck 2. This was all the same. Everything, all these lines means it was evened out. And then this was over a little bit, and this is over. This is allergy and asthma. This was a doctor's appointment. And that was the office visit. That was my copay. And I rarely do copays because I normally don't go out in town. I normally go to a military treatment facility with our retired military, but insurance, I do get my allergy shots out in town. So there's that. Here we go. So this extra money compensates for those overages and is basically right now the buffer of my checking account. And if I have this money left over, I get to look at it and go, do I want to leave it as a buffer in my checking account? Do I want to contribute to, if I had debt, which I only have mortgage, and that's the only debt I have. I'm consumer debt free. Even though I do have a Visa, I do pay it off every month. And if that was the case, that's what I would use it, is to pay it off if I overspent on it. Also, I would put towards the emergency fund, which is what we're trying. I would also put towards our emergency fund, which we're trying to fund right now. And we have close to just over $9,000 in there, which is, we'd like a minimum of $18,250. Yeah, I think that's what I want. I think that's the max we want, and that would cover our lifestyle. But if we cut back bare bones, I think it's around $15,000. So we're at the $9,000 mark, and I would just throw that into my emergency fund for my fully funded 3-month emergency fund. And then if I wanted to keep going, I could go into the 6-month. I would probably do that at a little slower pace, but I'm not sure. Some of this money I do want to earmark for painting the last few rooms of my house that haven't been painted, just to get a fresh coat of paint and it looking good, and I'm really excited about that. I got to get in touch with my painter for that. So what I'm going to do is pull this down so you can see all the numbers. I'm going to total this up. I'll fast forward and put some music on, and then I'm going to do the totals, and we'll set up Paycheck 2 and go from there. So I'll be right back. Okay, so currently what Paycheck 1 looked like was me spending on bills and expenses. Oops, let me get this all the way up so you can see down here at the bottom. $5,494.68. So that is that. And I'm going to take this number, I'm going to make it negative, and I'm going to hit the plus sign, because if I don't remember to say it out loud, I won't do it right. And I'm going to add this, the actual income or cash flow that was in, disposable cash that was in our checking account when all these transactions happened, and add the $6,666.85. All right, that leaves us with the exact number I had in my checking account before my husband's paycheck deposit hit. So we had $1,172.17. That's a lot of money. There's so much you could do with that. And I mean, this would be a great, way to bulk up savings challenges if you want to do savings challenges and kind of divide it up among those different things. Sinking funds, if there are specific things that you want, like Christmas or vacation or things that are coming around the corner, you don't have a lot put in there, but you want to get something in there. If you have extra cash like this, where you've stopped eating out or you've stopped spending a lot of money and you're not spending your norms, then, or your lifestyle norms, and you've kind of cut back and gone on a little spending diet, then here is a good way of doing that. Now, I don't do a lot of that. I usually just budget our lifestyle. But when changes like this happen, it's amazing what else you can come up with for the rest of the month. And it doesn't hurt that my husband's not here to feed or clothe or contribute to all the other spending in the household, but normally would not save this much. But this month I just didn't need to spend a lot. So we were good to go. So now I want to move on to Paycheck 2. And Paycheck 2, we're going to start, and we're going to use this number here, income minus expenses. This is my balance forward, because it was what was sitting in my checking account before the deposit hit my checking account from my husband. So he got paid. I'm balancing forward what we had already in the account, and then I'm going to put his salary and then the child tax credit. So let's see here. Balance forward. You can call it balance forward. I call it balance forward. It's accounting term I picked up when I was in school, and it just sticks with me. You can say rollover, you can say last month's income, or whatever you want to put, but I just say balance forward, because that was just kind of what we had. Oh, I forgot the number. Let's get that back over here. So this is $1,172.17. And I double checked that to make sure that that number is the same. So when I do write these sheets, if that balance forward isn't right, then it throws the math off on everything. So I've done that a couple of times. All right, so my husband's salary, this is not his normal salary, this is overtime as well included, is, well, let me put my budget and then I'll put the actuals and then you'll get to see what it was. So the budget was $2,200, or not 200. 2,000. This is why I love erasable Frixion pens. Oh my gosh, they save me all the time. $2,313.28 is my normal, what I expect from my husband. I'm just going to put this in the actual because I know this is actual. 17, and that doesn't change. But my husband, this paycheck period, he was traveling on business 10 days out of the 14 for his paycheck, and he received $3,729.88. And so usually what we do with the overtime that my husband gets, because I don't count on it. I never know when he's going to get it. I never know when he's going to travel. But when it does come, it's like Christmas. We're like, okay, do we blow it? Do we have some fun? Do we pay off debt? Do we put into savings? What do we do? So you think those things through, and typically we do one of two things. We either look for home improvements for the house that need to be done and taken care of, or we put it into the emergency fund. So for right now, I'm putting everything into the emergency fund, except for, well, let me take that back. I have two ways I can do this. I know I need my painter to come out, and that's going to be about $1,000 when we have him come paint. And then I also know I need to call a contractor to come out and work on some stuff. So I don't know whether to put it in the emergency fund and use the emergency fund to pay those guys or what, because I don't want to have to withdraw. I want to build it up to a place where I don't have to withdraw unless there's a loss of job or some real emergency comes up. So I think what I'm going to do is take this first $1,000 of this overtime and put that towards painting, and then the rest of it I'm going to leave in the buffer of the checking account. So I'm not going to do savings just yet, because in the month of October there is a third salary check and it doesn't belong to any bills and I don't need it for anything else. So that will probably be where I go ahead and create, or not create, but go ahead and put that towards the emergency fund and build that up to that $10,000, $11,000, $12,000 range. So I'm excited about that. And I think this paycheck is just going to be, the overtime is going to be for maintenance around the house, like the painting or the contractor or whatever we need to talk to, and start getting those things going. So the difference between these two, let's see, $3,729.88 minus the $2,313.28 is $1,416.60. So that's important to know, because that gives me an idea of how much disposable cash I have. Now, I will transfer it to the savings account. I will take it out of the checking, the $1,000. The $416 I'm going to leave in checking. That's going to be my buffer. It depends on how much I have left at the end of paycheck too. So let me see what the numbers run, and then I'll decide if I need that for the buffer or not. If not, I'll just put all of it in savings and then go from there. I can always reallocate it however I want, whenever I want. So that's not a big deal. Let's see here. Child tax credit. I was expecting $250 and I got $250. Oops. We're not spending it on anything unless my son really needs stuff, but he really doesn't need stuff. Not at the moment. And what he does need, I can take care of, so that's no big deal there. So as far as that goes. Now, I have no other predicted income, but I'm going to leave the fourth line blank in case something does come in and just, you know, we happen to get some extra money from somewhere, selling something. It was given to us by family, you know, things like that happen all the time. So there's that. Let's see. Now we're going to total, I'm definitely going to total the budget, because I'm working with the budget. Okay. So now that I know my budget amount, I'm going to do my budget. I'm going to do the actual, but I'm going to run on these numbers under the budget, knowing I have this $1,400 sitting in the bank account. So that's not going to be that big a deal. So what I have total here for the budget was $1,172.17 plus the $2,328 plus $250. There we go. And that gave me $3,735.45. All right. So now what I need to do is take a look at my notes off to the side, and I'm going to fill in all the expenses here. Okay, I am back. So I have my categories here. I have everything that is coming out for the bills and the expense categories here. I always end with the expense categories, and anything unbudgeted that I didn't plan on spending but had to come out during this time period, I use these blank lines below. So that works for me, and I really like that. So I typically spend in sinking funds to be fully funded. And my sinking funds is including this $250 child tax credit. So I take the $250 plus the $380.66, I think it is. And that completes how much I need for my sinking funds. When I spend out of my sinking funds, a lot of times the money actually doesn't come out of that savings account. It just comes out of my checking account. But when I do that, I reduce how much I put a deposit in for my sinking funds, and then basically on paper reallocate the money in the different categories so that it is less in one and more in the other, and everything still gets covered. So this time around, I did purchase out of my son's senior year sinking fund, and you'll see that in that video when I close it out in the end of the month. I purchased his cap and gown and announcements and invitations or whatever, and the fun senior stuff that you get at the end of the year. And I'm really excited about that. He didn't want a lot of stuff, so I just got what he wanted and what I wanted and left it at that. So, and that was, I think, $225.06. And did I do that right? Okay, so for my sinking funds, this is how much I would normally put in, and now that I looked up the right number, I spent $225.10 of what I saved up. This is what is going to be my deposit. This way, that $225.10 or whatever it was can stay in the checking account. And then I actually charged it on my Visa when I ordered it online on my credit card. So I will add that $225 here to pay the credit card, and it just comes straight on my checking account, and I'm only making one payment. I know it's a lot of tricky math as far as, moving, how am I moving the money around? But this is a way of moving the money around without actually physically moving a lot of money around. So I just lay it all out on paper. I hope that was clear. If it wasn't, please let me know in the description box below. But yeah, so I'm gonna put $405.56, and this will cover the $250 for the child tax credit that I keep putting into savings, and it will cover the other categories that I have in my sinking funds, and still reduce the amount I spent for my son's senior cap and gown stuff. So yeah, that was, I can't believe he's a senior already. I was getting ready to mail out his senior photo and getting them in envelopes and stuff like that. So looking at them over and over again, I'm going, oh my gosh, I can't believe it. It just doesn't seem real. And he's my youngest, so it's very hard for me to really let that go. So life insurance for the four of us, and then we're 4 adults in this house. My husband, myself, my oldest son's 23, my youngest is 17. He's pretty much an adult. So $87.56, tithe $310. Vivint is our home security, which is $56.46. T-Mobile, which is our new, used to be Sprint, now it's T-Mobile cell phone service. And we actually pay considerably less now than we did before, which I have the bill. It's $206.81. There we go. I'm looking at my notes, so trying to make sure I read it right. So now that I have my Visa subscriptions, I know I'm going to, I estimate every month about $245 is what I put on there of subscriptions and fees and stuff like that, what do they call it? Because we stream everything we watch. So we have, I can't think, Discovery Plus, Disney Plus, Paramount Plus, everything's Plus now. Paramount Plus, Sling, things like that. All those subscriptions plus other things go on to this credit card. It keeps the credit card active and the credit score up. I gained 15, 16 points in the past few months just doing it that way, and I've only been doing this for a few months, and I thought that was pretty awesome. So now I'm going to add the $225.10. So now this is going to be about $470. It may be less, but it definitely won't be, hopefully won't be more than this. I should not be putting any more on there. 470, 10, so 245 of that, like I said before, was from what I typically put on the credit card and I budget to pay every month. And then the 225.10 was the amount that I charged for the photos. And since I'm leaving the money in the checking account, when I make this Visa payment, I'm putting those two together and making the payment and paying for that. And there's no interest because I'm paying it before interest can be accrued on it. So that's what keeping it paid off really does make a difference and helps out every month when you do that. So Verizon, which is our internet, $82.71, Verizon Fios. City utilities, I don't have a bill this month, so I'm just going to give them $100. This is our water, sewer, trash, recycle, yard waste, the whole gamut. And so I average about $200. It fluctuates depending on how much water we actually use, but I average about $200 every 2 months, which is about $100 a month. So the months I don't have a bill, I just send them $100. It gives a credit to my account, and then they send me a bill for the actual amount for the next month. And it works for me. I don't mind doing it that way. Let's see. No, not tithe. $100. Okay, so now we're going into school. So there's something I need to do for school. That's $250 that we wanted to do. Okay, I'm back. I had to take a break for a second because I was messing up this whole area, and thankfully I have an erasable pen. I gave all the wrong totals here. So when I close out Paycheck 1, I take these numbers and I roll these over into Paycheck 2. But I have to account for week 3 and week 4 when I budget it, and I wasn't doing that. I was just budgeting with week 3 and forgot to add in week 4 as well. So I have the correct numbers now. Let's go ahead and write these down. So I took those numbers and then I adjusted my Paycheck 2. And for grocery household for 14 days that we are going to have $495.75. And that was just because I borrowed $4.25 from Paycheck 2 to cover Paycheck 1 when I made that overage in grocery household. Now, so it reduced that number. And normally would be grocery household would be $500 for the 2 weeks, and I'm not doing that. I reduced it a little bit, but because I bought everything yesterday, it will take care of Paycheck 2, and I won't have to buy anything anytime soon. So that's not a big deal there. Restaurants, I have $584.41. Normally we spend $650 a month, hence why the diabetes is a problem right now. And since I'm cutting back and not going out to eat, and my husband's not here to go out to eat with, then restaurants isn't getting used, but I still want to keep it in there. My parents are coming into town next weekend, and I'm sure we'll just go to a couple places and just kind of spend time together and enjoy an evening out. Hopefully I can find healthy options when we go out, so that'll be good. Miscellaneous, I have $366.64, and that's for random stuff that I might purchase, and for the house, for the kids, or my sons, and for myself, you know, whatever we need. Gasoline, I have $1.87. Gas prices went way up. It's over $3.16 now here. And who knows how long that's going to be that high, or it may go higher. Who knows? You never know. And so with a big vehicle like mine, I have to budget plenty of money. So that will cover me. Once my husband gets back, I'll have to add more. But for now, for the end of the month, we're good. So let's go ahead and total this up. And that will give us our total budgeted for income and expenses. Keep in mind, this amount's kind of low, even though I already know how much we have over up here. I just want to do the budget column first, and then I know I won't go over this amount when I do this total. So I'll be right back. Okay. That's the number, $3,603.82, which is well within the budget amount that I have with my husband's just regular salary check, which means I can keep this money, put it aside, and we'll be good to go. Let's see how much of a buffer it gives me. Let's see, negative, oh, I gotta add this in, plus 373545. All right, that gave me $136.63 to work with. And you know what? I didn't even write the number down. 131.63. So I'm gonna make that number negative. I'm gonna add it to this, 373545. There we go. There we go. There's my number. So continue reverse math, and it's easy. $3,603.82. Those are my expenses. That's what I have left over. In actuality, if I took that $131.63 and add the $1,400, I know $1,416.60. I actually have $1,548.23 in the buffer of the checking account. More than likely, I'm just going to move this money over and not be concerned with it. I'm not going to move it right away. I do need to get in touch with my husband because he does have to spend money when he travels, and it will be coming out of our checking account, and I need to know how much that is. So I'm going to go ahead and zoom out and close out this video, and I'll be right back. Okay, I am back. So Paycheck 1 is closed out. Paycheck 2 is set up, and we know where our numbers are. We know how much was left over after income minus expenses, and on the budgeted side, and we already know what the actual number is for my husband's overtime. So I know what that bigger difference is now, and I can make decisions based on where to put the money and where it should work for us. Now, I'm going to go back to my calendar here and just kind of show you. Let me get something real quick. These plastic pieces are hard to pop in and out, so I move the pages more than I move the whatchamacallits, the plastic bookmarks. So, oh, child tax credit came in. I haven't done all these bills, and these bills haven't come out yet, but everything above came out so far. Everything here, halfway through, these are the subscriptions that I have on my credit card. And I like to check them off when they come out, or not come out, but when they are charged to the credit card. So I know nothing's gone a little weird or anything. And so here, you're gonna see 3 checks, 3 paydays. This is this payday. Now this paycheck, I don't have any bills that it goes to. And it's an overtime check, and it's a full overtime check, not a partial overtime check like today. So the 29th, 30th, and 31st, I'm actually I might use some of that money for those days if we wanted. It's Halloween weekend, so I'll probably buy candy and set up for Halloween and get bags and treats and all that good stuff to pass out. But I just want to make sure that when I'm looking here that when that comes in, that's a full, almost 2 full paychecks that we get at the end of the month because of the overtime. And so that's going to be, like you saw today, my husband got, let's see, there it is, this $3,729. That's for 10 days. For 14 days, it's going to be over $4,000. And I have no bills to put it to because every month, on the first of every month, my husband gets a military retirement, VA disability, and we get rent from our son, and sometimes VA education, which we will be getting next month. And so, and anything we roll over. So I really don't need it for the first of the month's bills. But I will do a mock November budget to see if some of that money needs to carry over, just in case the way the paydays fall, it doesn't fall well with the bills. So I'll be looking out for that with this extra paycheck. Also with this extra paycheck, I will also be putting most of that into our, not sinking funds, but our savings for our emergency fund, because we want to build up our 3-month emergency fund. And I'm halfway there. So if I add in these increments to get this $18,250, that's the max I really want to get. Then for 3 months, then that is what is important to me. And so filling this jar up and coloring all these piggies, these 2 pages equal the same. I like coloring things in, so I have 2 trackers here. This is where all that's happening. And I already know I have $1,400, so that fills up that line pretty much right away. And then, and if I get 2 more checks, I could probably, if I do all of it and put it in the emergency fund, I could fill it up 3 lines. But I do know I want to spend $1,000 for home improvement stuff. So We'll see if I get 2 or 3 lines out of this on what's left in our spending category. So that is going to be awesome. I'm really excited to get into that, and I'll do emergency fund thing at the end of the month on where our savings is and savings trackers and stuff like that. So that's going to be really fun. So that's all I have for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Please give it a thumbs up if you enjoyed this video, and if you'd like to see more, subscribe to my channel, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.